Hey everybody. Sorry I haven't been on for a little bit. I'm actually even sneaking out to my truck right now just to make a video because my children were at summer camp. My 3 oldest were at summer camp for July and now they're back. So it's really hard to find that quiet space because they're in every room of the house, you know, doing whatever they do, and it's impossible to get the quietness. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try to go out to the truck and make a video and we'll see how it goes. I have a pretty big engine in my truck, so it's kind of loud just running, but I have to have it running because it's hot and the air needs to be on or I would fry in here. So we'll see how the volume and everything on this goes, and hopefully I'll be able to post it for you guys today. I had a lot of downloads come in from this Lionsgate energy, and I have been like writing bits and pieces of everything down so I would be able to eventually get the opportunity to make a video about these energies and what's going on. And honestly, it's like a lot of people are stuck in this place where they're not seeing their being in victim mode in a way. And I'm not saying they're outwardly seeming victim-like, but it's really easy to blame other people for why a situation isn't working out as smoothly as you want. It's like these patterns that we've always had in our culture. So like, I love the feminist movement. I love how it empowers women, but in a way it kind of says, okay, men are our problem and women are doing great and we just need to keep boosting women. And yes, I agree with that. But in a sense, we haven't really acknowledged a lot of the patterns that women tend to carry in relationships. Just for an example, just like controlling type of behaviors, like always wanting to know like where your partner's at or what they're doing or what conversations they had with people that they were with that day. Like they feel the need that they think that their partner has to expose every single thing about them and their everyday life and what they're doing to them. Like it's a type of control. Like, I want to know what you're doing. Like, nobody owes you that explanation. Like, when 2 conscious people are in a relationship, they're 2 individuals that are not codependent on each other in any way. So if you are in a relationship and like you're completely dependent on that person financially, you want to try to become more of an individual because you want 2 people in it for the right reasons. That codependency is very toxic. But anyways, that's not what this message was really about, but that kind of coincides with it. It's not realizing that people and relationships and situations are in our life so we can have another opportunity to choose a different way, a different path, a different timeline, to really, like, we're resisting these lessons by continuing to respond to people in the same way. So if you're with your partner and they're like doing something that irritates you and you're triggered and therefore you react, what you don't realize is it's not them that's really the issue in the situation. It's you are feeling triggered by something that this in particular person is doing, but what they're doing is not the problem. The problem is the fact that you feel triggered by it. Why do you feel triggered by it? Start asking yourself questions. Is this like, okay, so for example, if somebody's partner is like, they're all amongst a group of friends and the partner's like, you know, being themselves, being silly or goofy, and maybe the other partner is like a little embarrassed by that. Maybe they don't like the way that their partner's coming off to others. And so they're like, pull them aside, or maybe after the get together, they tell them like, you're embarrassing me, you're, you know, not letting another person speak, or you're not acting in this way, or you're not carrying yourself in a certain way, and that's representative of our relationship and all this kind of stuff. And they're upset with the way the partner's acting, but really we have to just love people for who they are. So if that's that person's personality, that's who they are. And if they don't want to change, well, guess what? It's still your fault because you have a choice to remain in that situation or get out of it. And you can't blame that person as you're the reason why I'm getting out of it. No, just say, you know what, I'm not a vibrational match to you, or you know, we're not a match for each other, and then move on. But if you continuously like see these cycles, with yourself where you're blaming other people and then you leave, and you're blaming other people for something else and then you leave. Like, you're not financially responsible with your money. I can't be with someone who's not financially responsible with their money, and then huff and puff and get out. Like, what is it about this person that's really triggering you though? And it has nothing to do with them being financially responsible with money. It has to do with maybe your insecurities with money, or your insecurities with control, and you're controlling people. You want them to be the way you want them to be instead of loving and accepting them for who they are. And then realizing that nobody is perfect. So if you want to skate into a relationship and act like you're never going to be triggered by something, or nobody's ever going to be exactly who you want them to be, because they're not. They're their own individual person. They're not your fantasy person that you wrote down on paper. That person doesn't exist. Nobody is perfect. But where a lot of us are playing the blame game. And for me, I see it in divine masculines, and especially divine masculine women. And I'm not referring to myself, even though I am a divine masculine woman. I know other women who are divine masculines, and that's how they run. Like, you're not this for me, goodbye. You're not this for me, goodbye. That's how, when I was running in my twin flame dynamic, and my conscious relationship dynamic is what I'd rather call it, it was because I was blaming and then running and blaming and then running, and I'm upset because of you, this about you, or whatever. It was like, hello, why are you actually running, Kelsey? You're running because you're scared. It's this underlying fear because of whatever. Abundance blocks. Other cycles, relationship cycles that you never quite handled. Just verbally, a lot of women can be verbally abusive towards men, and they just take it because they're afraid if they stand up for themselves. And this can be vice versa. I'm just using this example because I see the patterns. I've had so many different girlfriends and watched them in their relationships. I've been in different relationships and watched myself verbally abuse other people with my witty, sarcastic comments because I felt shitty about myself. But then I'm really good at twisting words and being like, this is why it's your fault and not mine. And let me tell you something. It's always your reality that you're creating. You. It is not the other person. And this is where a lot of people are stuck. Because even though you've been on the spiritual journey for a long time, it doesn't mean you don't think you know it all. How many people do you know in the 3D that have been in marriages for like 15, 20 plus years? And they're still the same person that they were when they went in. They still have the same gossiping habits, or maybe they still have the same habits of playing the blame game, or meeting up with their mom and gossiping about the whole family. Like, if you have never grown in 15 to 20 years, you're stuck. And a lot of people, and they still treat their husband the same. I mean, you could go on forever. And a lot of people, hold on one second. Hold on, because my son's coming. Clay, you need to go inside. Mommy will be right back in.
I know, but my brother...
Okay, I'll be right back in. Okay, I'll be in a minute. Thank you. Get inside and shut the door. I'll be in a second, okay? Hurry up and shut the door because you're letting the air conditioner run. Thank you. I'll be right back. See what I mean about getting space? But anyways, back to what I was saying, is just the point I'm trying to make is that all of these triggers are opportunities to grow. They're opportunities to change. They're opportunities to choose a different perspective. That's all they are. And they're going to keep coming up, especially Lionsgate portal. Hello. I know a lot of people are being triggered. I'm being triggered by my kids in particular. But that's just how it is. Hold on one second. Shut the door. Mommy will be right back. Shut the door, okay? Okay, I'll come in a minute and help you, okay? Shut the door, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. My daughter. Okay, so I have a few other points I want to make, and then I'm going to have to go inside because my kids are very needy for everything. Okay, I'm looking at my paper real quick. Yeah, and that's just the thing. Like, we have to stop. And this isn't just like those specific like women or divine masculine women or anything. It's just, if I see a pattern, I'm going to call it out. But I'm not just picking on these people. I'm not saying it's all of them either. Every individual has an individual story, situation, and journey. And we just have to let go of control and flow. And every single time, this works for me. Like, this changed my life. This, if you can implement it into your everyday life, will change you forever. First thing, be conscious of when you're being triggered. I think we can all, at this point, if you're watching my videos, you're probably conscious of when you get triggered, and you have an opportunity at that very moment to speak or act. And I'm encouraging you not to do either of those things until you pull yourself aside, you take a moment, you align yourself, and after you align yourself, you can speak and you can act. And if you do that every single time, I promise you, your life will change. My life changed. Every time I got triggered, I chose to be quiet. I chose to pull myself aside, even if it was my kids or in my relationship or whoever. I got quiet or I pulled myself aside, took some deep breaths, centered myself, had a conversation with my higher self, like, look, this is how I feel. Acknowledging how I feel. And then taking an opportunity to change my perspective, align with my higher self, and respond in a different way. Just because you know a lot of stuff about spirituality does not mean these belief systems, or because you know about belief systems that are toxic, does not mean that you've implemented change in your life. Spirituality is a practice. To change, you have to consistently change your behaviors and see things from different angles and perspectives, and your belief systems will transform your DNA. This is all in your DNA. That's what we're changing. That's what these light codes are bringing in. We're evolving. It's such a huge time to just like shoot to the stars. There is no limit to your evolution in these times. Like, take advantage of the fact that we are alive right now on planet Earth in this carnation. Like, the potential to experience like such an amazing journey and enjoy the journey. It's so there. Embrace it, surrender, like, do the trust fall to the universe. Stop, like, you're hurting yourself when you put up these blocks, like, and it's just your ego trying to be safe. Like, oh, he's making me feel this way, so I'm gonna run, because that's your ego trying to protect you. But if you just sit back, don't snap off at the mouth at the person, sit back, walk away from it, take 5 minutes, take some deep breaths, really think about what just happened and how it was you, not the other person. You gotta be able to admit that it's you. Always is you, every single time. No one's forcing you to be anywhere or to feel anything. You're so powerful. And let me just see. Yeah, your soul family might be coming in for support. They were telling me that, but you have to be open to it. You have to open your heart and ask for help if you need help. And also, if you're on the other end of this scenario where you're the one being verbally abused maybe, or you're the one being blamed, like, always just respond in love and set boundaries. It's not okay to let somebody hurt you either. So have enough respect for yourself to be like, look, I love you, but I'm going to have to love you from a distance, because right now we just need to focus on our growth. And that could be for a day, or that could be for a month, or however long. But if you trust your intuition and your higher self, it'll lead the way, and your guides will lead the way for you. They'll tell you like how long of a break you need or whatever it is. Conscious relationships are no joke, whether it's a twin flame or just a soulmate. Those people are in your life to help you grow, and you're there to help them grow. That's why people in the 3D who are the same person they were when they came in 20 years later, like, it's sad, because like relationships that really thrive, conscious relationships, it's where it's like, man, I'm so sorry. I see where I could have hurt you, and where that's like an underlying problem for me in my life, and I want to make that change. And to be like, babe, man, I've seen how much you've changed just over the past month. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's what I have in my relationship, and it's fucking amazing. We're watching each other grow, and it's the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen. And I encourage you all to embrace that. That we have portal openings, we have all this energy flowing in. Like, take advantage of it every day. Take advantage of every moment as another opportunity to just come from your heart in all ways. But I love you guys. I have to get off here. www.kelseyfranks.com if you want to check out my website and services. And then I'm on Instagram and Facebook too. Just look up Kelsey Franks. Love you guys. I will be back and sneak away to make another video as soon as I can.